So Samir, what should I do? Should I do fulfillment by Amazon or should I be drop shipping on Shopify? All right, what costs less? What gives you more return on investment? And in general, what is a better route to go? Well, we're gonna go ahead and answer exactly that in this video, so make sure you stay tuned.
On demand, bags on demand. I need the cash on pronto, nigga, a lottery ticket. I get the best of the bundle.
Now, before we go ahead and get started, you guys know what time it is, the routine. We gotta announce the winner from last night's video for the $100 giveaway. Shout out to my boy Vinay Karadagi. He went ahead and shot me a screenshot of him commenting, liking, on the video, and also subscribing and turning on post notifications. So, if you wanna be the $100 winner from this video right here, all I gotta do is the exact same thing and Instagram, or shoot me a screenshot on Instagram so I know that you went ahead and followed the rules. All right, so let's get right into it. All right, now these, I would like to first off, start by saying that these are both great routes. I have friends that do tons of money on Amazon, and we've seen a lot of success with Shopify and dropshipping on Shopify, and we know a lot of people as well that do that dropship with Shopify that are getting amazing results. All right, now I'm gonna try my best to be unbiased here, but the proof is in the pudding. And like I said, the answer to this question is literally gonna blow your mind, all right? And it's gonna give you the clarity that you need to stop being in the middle and choose one route and go full force with it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cover the pros and the cons. All right, so pros and the cons right here of each and every category. All right, so let's start off with Amazon. All right, what is the pros? Well, the pros of Amazon dropshipping or fulfillment by Amazon is the fact that, one, you go ahead and get fast shipping. Okay, so fast shipping times, that's actually pretty important, because in today's world we obviously really appreciate instant gratification. I mean, there's a reason why Prime has helped Amazon 10x their business. And there's a reason why fast shipping, plays a key role, as opposed to Shopify, drop shipping, especially if you're doing AliExpress. There is about a 2 to 3 week, right, shipping time. But there is ways around this. I mean, a lot of suppliers on AliExpress do offer, 1 to 3 day or 5 day shipping times. All right, obviously it's going to cost them a little bit more, but you can always factor that into the price of the product. Okay, so that's one. Two is the fact that you get, the automatic, or what I like to say is what you get is instant traffic, okay? Not necessarily instant, I'll say just traffic, okay? You get traffic from Amazon. Why? Because they are the #1 e-commerce site in the world, obviously, on the internet. So therefore, if you put your products on Amazon, it's a lot easier than when you have Shopify and you gotta drive your own traffic, okay? So Shopify, you have to drive your own traffic, okay? If you're not marketing, if you're not advertising your store, unless you are an absolute savage at SEO, it's gonna be super hard to get traffic to Shopify without running some type of advertisement or marketing, all right? But obviously we have ways around that, okay? And this is where, this topic is gonna get pretty juicy. Well, you can obviously use Facebook ads or Instagram ads or, Google, YouTube ads to drive that traffic. But there's an argument out there, or a misconception, that traffic costs a lot of money. And that is absolutely not true. I mean, it could be true if you don't know what you're doing when you're trying to drive traffic. I mean, we get bombarded with messages saying, hey, Samir or Juan, we're trying to drive some traffic here, trying to get some marketing going, but we're just not having any traction or success with Facebook ads and Instagram ads. Well, what we go ahead and ask those people is, what type of blueprint do you have? Are you just going in there blindsided, or are you actually learning the proven ways? Okay, for example, our P2P accelerated students, they get the whole blueprint, right? They literally get to see exactly how we drive our traffic and how we go about, generating revenue using Facebook ads and Instagram ads and, influencer ads and all that cool stuff. So this can be a huge disadvantage, if you don't know, but if you are willing to learn, right? If you're willing to learn Facebook ads and Instagram ads, then obviously you're gonna be in control, okay? So I'm just gonna write that word right here, okay? Because I want you guys to keep this in mind as we go, or this phrase, right? Control equals income, okay? Control equals income. And we got this right here from the man himself, GC, Grant Cardone, the absolute, savage when it comes to really just building wealth and, going from 0 to 100. He lives by this equation right here, right? Control equals income. If you do not have control of the traffic, if you're just sitting here and waiting for people to find and research your product, you have absolutely no control. But when you know Facebook ads and when you know how to drive your own traffic, you will literally never be left without food on the table. And the reason why is because you can go out there and control the amount of people that see your site, that see your store, that see your product, instead of just waiting for somebody to casually run into it, by searching on Amazon. So I'm trying not to be super biased, like I said here, guys, but this holds true, right? Control equals income. So think about it this way. When I was doing door-to-door sales, right? We were literally going out and securing the bags because we were in control. Instead of staying, at home and waiting for people to call us for our business, we were going out there and cold knocking on people's doors. And we were making more money than the average, college graduate. And the reason why is because we were in full control. But that's a whole different topic. Let's kind of keep going here. Another pro, obviously, is that they handle, the shipping. I believe I already said that. Fast shipping, and they handle it for you and package it for you. The traffic, it's like bringing it onto you by Shopify because you're just on their platform. And I'll try to, if I can remember any more pros of Amazon, but I can't honestly think of any right now. But let's go ahead and dive into the cons. Okay, so the cons, obviously, is no control, and most important of all, and when I say no control of the traffic and the revenue that you're generating. Okay, another con is it's a really, really high upfront investment. And the reason why I say this is because in order for you to actually sell products on Amazon, you have to go ahead and wholesale products and white label them and then ship them out to the Amazon factory and hope and literally pray that somebody is going to buy your products. Now, you might be saying, well, Samir, what if it's a hot and trending product? Well, that's a good point. Well, what if there is thousands or hundreds of people selling that hot and trending product? I mean, with the tools available, for example, some of the spyware tools we provide our students in the accelerator with, they are literally staying on top of the trends as day in and day out. I mean, as soon as they see it go up, they are on top of it, and that's the point of spyware tools. But okay, so no control on that end, on the traffic, and most important of all, like I said, it's a high investment, okay? High upfront investment. And when you're still getting started with making money online, most likely, obviously, most of you guys are probably millennials. The whole shebang gang is a little bit of a general younger audience, so that's why I literally, called it the shebang gang, because we are a bunch of savages. But besides the point, okay, high investment. When you get started in entrepreneurship, when you're trying to look for a business, you're looking for something that's very low risk, but gives you a high or possibly high return. Okay, so low risk, high return. Now, although they have high investment, obviously they get to reap the reward of a little bit of a higher profit. And the reason why is because they don't have to pay for the marketing, right? Amazon does that for them. So, high investment. Another pro that I just thought of, obviously you get a little bit of a higher return, but there is still way different or way better ways to go about getting a high return on investment with Shopify, and I'll dive into that here in a second. So high investment, no control of the traffic, and this is what I'll end up the con with, okay? This is the biggest one right here, is no data, okay? So every time you're thinking about, FBA or Amazon or anybody asks you, hey, what should I be doing? Drop shipping on Shopify or doing fulfillment by Amazon, all you have to say is no data, okay? Drop shippers or fulfillment by Amazon, drop shippers that use Amazon get absolutely no data. And what I mean by that is they get no access to the emails that are coming in. They get no access to the customers, so they can't create repeat customers. And most important of all, they can't even retarget or put no Facebook pixel, all right? Can you imagine that you can't even put a Facebook pixel on your store? So all the traffic that's coming in, you have literally no data from that. All that data goes to Amazon. Now, I want you guys to think about some of the biggest companies in the world. Okay, let's just take Facebook for example. The reason why Facebook is, considered one of the biggest companies in the world, and they're a multi-billion-dollar company, is because for the simple fact that they have tons of data. Okay, they have tons of data. In the world that we live in today, data is key, because if you don't have any data, then you can't create repeat customers, you can't scale up your business, you have no stats, you have no way to tell how well your product is doing, or who's checking it out, or how you can go ahead and you reach out to them to bring them back into your store. So let's get into Shopify, right? That right there is the biggest turnoff actually when you talk to real entrepreneurs and real business, I guess let's just leave it at real entrepreneurs. They're gonna say, well, where's the data? Okay, if we can't get the data, then what are we doing here? And the problem with getting no data or not being able to install your Facebook pixel again is you can't create repeat customers. And that's what business is all about, right? That's why Amazon is one of the largest e-commerce sites in the world. It's because they're full of data, and on top of that, they're able to create repeat and regenerate customers. So with Shopify, all right, with Shopify, the biggest thing is you get all the data, right? You get all the data, and you can do, Facebook pixel, Snapchat even release a pixel, right? So you can install that on there. So that's one of the pros, right? And also, and when I say data, I'm talking about emails, I'm talking about customers. And believe it or not, right, there is also a way that you can go ahead and sell your Shopify data, right? There is tons of people out there that are looking and consistently buying data, all right? So if you build your store to, let's say 5-6 figure a month, and it's a white label store, meaning that you're selling, all pretty much niche products, then you can go ahead and sell that data. You can even sell your Facebook pixel if someone was willing to pay for it, all right? Because the Facebook pixel is gonna be full of people that have came and checked out your stores, that have came and looked at your products. They might even have bought it. They might even added in their information and all the whole email list. Because think about it this way, right? Let's say Amazon disappears off the face of the earth. Literally tomorrow it's gone. Well, your whole business is also sacrificed. Now let's say both of these went disappeared off the face of the planet. Well, guess what? You still have your email list, and you still got your Facebook data, so you can consistently drive traffic no matter where you have your storing. All right, so that's the most important key. And also, guys, right away, it's control equals income. Okay, right away, understand that. Remember that Amazon does not give you the data that you deserve, that you need, that you're generating. And on top of that, control equals income. Okay, with Shopify, you have absolute control. If you have a hot product and trending product on your store, you can simply just scale up your ad spend and get a higher return on investment. And even better, okay, to battle the fact that they have a higher profit on Amazon. I mean, it's not too much, maybe like 20% or something like that. Well, the way you can overcome that is obviously by having upsells. Okay, you have upsells. You have you can email more, you can email more offers. Because think about it this way, the only reason why you're driving the traffic using Facebook ads, Instagram influencers, YouTube traffic, whatever it may be, is so you can get people into your email list like we talked about yesterday, right? So once you have someone's email, you can contact them for absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything, right? Maybe a few minutes to type up an email with a bunch of offers and send it out to your email list and generate more revenue. Okay, so now you no longer have to pay for the email list. Because think about it this way, even if Facebook was to go and disappear off the face of the earth, well, you can also just email your previous customers or your previous leads with more offers. All right, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope this made sense right here. Let me see if I can think any more cons for Shopify. Maybe like a low you know, ROI, and that's only if you don't have, you know, the knowledge or the skill sets to be able to retarget previous customers and email them over. Because believe me guys, what would I be doing on Shopify if I didn't know it was a better route, you know, to choose on Amazon, right? Why would I stick to Shopify if Amazon was a better route, right? If it was actually a better route. Because to be quite honest, Amazon could literally cancel their FBA program in a single day, all right? They can be like, hey, we don't want anybody else selling products on our e-commerce store. We're just gonna go ahead and take it all over and control it all, right? We have enough data, we have the control here. Let's just cancel out the FBA program and keep growing as, you know, just Amazon, right? They have a bunch of warehouse. Oh, I guess that's another one. Although this right here, even the con on Shopify, guys, you can get suppliers out in America, okay? You can get suppliers in America, or if you have the capital, right? If you have the ability to be able to invest a little bit more than the average dropshipper or the average person that's trying to, you know, sell physical products online, like do e-commerce, well, you can also wholesale the products, right? Especially if you know that it's a hot and trending product. You can wholesale it, white label it. We have a great friend, his name is Mikey. He does about $3 million a month by wholesaling products from Colombia. He gets them in America in a wholesale storage, and then he goes ahead and ships it out instantly. So now this con for him no longer exists, right? The low ROI, well, when you white label something through Shopify, you can increase the price dramatically and still get the ability to control the data and the traffic, all right? Again, guys, I hope I did not confuse you too much, and actually I know I didn't. This gives you guys all the clarity that you need, right? Stick to Shopify, seriously. Do not play yourself like DJ Khaled, and most important of all, make sure to enter in for your chance to win $100. All you gotta do is comment, like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Screenshot that and DM me on Instagram, all right? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love every single one of you guys for hopping on here every single day, especially if you watch all the way to the end here. I appreciate you so much. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
He ain't got no money,